to Scrapping on the Fly. It is Kristen, and I am doing something a little different. I don't normally build kits and get things prepared ahead of time. That's kind of the whole point of Scrapping on the Fly. I just kind of wing it, go for it, grab stuff from the stash I have in my plethora of drawers, bins, and containers. And I'm sure that I will be doing some of that along the way with this, but I would like to kind of stick to the majority of what I have pulled together. So it is still a mass amount of stuff because I am working on a 12 by 12 book. My family has begun back in 2019. My sister ordered a box called a Universal Yum, and it is like snacks from different countries, so our family would get together and we would try them, and it's become an adventure. So even through COVID, we did it on Zoom, so I don't have like as many things to scrapbook for that time, but I have plenty of pictures. I have organized all of my stuff in this book, and when I say all my stuff, I mean my pictures and my ephemera, I guess you would say, because some people consider ephemera to be the non-scrapbook things, like the booklets that we get from the Yum Box. There's stickers that come with it. I have packages from some of the snacks that we have had. So this has everything organized by date as to when we did it in an order. So this is what I'm pulling from. So this is why I have a lot of stuff in my kit, and I'm putting quotes around that kit because I am keeping it in like a 12 by 12 bin for the most part, except for like my stickers are out and some other things. But anyway, so I thought I'd go through it. Maybe you all want to follow along as I do like the pages that I've started and will continue to do more of. I've broken them down by country, and so the first one that we did was Greece, and I've made 3 other Yum Box books for my sister, my mom, and my aunt, and they were 8.5 by 11 books, and I'm on my Cricut created a lot of die cuts like of the flag and other things according to like the country that we were tasting. So I decided to do something different for myself and go with the colors of the flag, not necessarily like exactly the shade of blue or the shade of red or whatever, but like to do just a ton of layering with different shades of blue, solid cardstock, and pattern paper, everything. So I still have journaling to do. I'm not doing that along the way because that is going to be time consuming. I have plenty of notes that I've taken over the past 2 years. So I am mostly doing all the layering and paperwork and then putting on some little tags, and some things you'll be seeing throughout. So each country for the most part will have 4 pages, and they will have different styles, different types, mostly a ton of layering, something I've fallen in love with lately. So there was Greece, and then I've done Austria, and the flag is red and white. I have noticed that the majority of the countries that we have tasted so far have been red, white, blue, or some kind of configuration. However, the next country that I'm going to work on is yellow and red, and that would be Spain. So I've been doing some, I want to say embossing, I guess that's what you would call it, but with a scoreboard that I just pulled out that I have had years and never used. That's the other thing I'm doing right now, is pulling things out of my stash and using it, or using the papers, things like that. I've had this paper, it's like a shiny white forever. So anyway, so this is the concept that I'm going with. Tons of banners, tons of layers, tons of color. I mean, it may be monotone to where it's all one color or at least one shade, but tons and tons of different things in there. So this is where I've gotten to. And like I said, we've been doing this for almost 2 years. My next country is Spain, and it's going to be fabulous. So the first thing I did was, since I decided I was going to do the flag colors, I pulled a stack of paper, and yes, I know this is thick. Most people say to get like 10 pages and then work with that, but because I don't want every page to be the same and I want to use a bunch of different things, I pulled in as many pattern papers in this stack, and then my solids are organized elsewhere. I also have like bags of scraps that I put in gallon bags, like that I'm using because I'm doing a lot of like little banners and tucking, so little pieces like these come in handy. So I just have some different brands. I am a all brands kind of girl. I will use Walmart paper, like the Color Book brand. I will use the fancy stuff. It doesn't matter to me as long as I like the paper and it's acid free. So these are some that I've already used. So I pulled these Simple Stories, So Happy Together pages. They had really pretty green on the back, and I could still use these when I get to a country that has green in their flag. But right now I was using the reds. I love this pattern. It's nice, thick cardstock. I have this American Crafts with the balloons, and it's got the reds going down. This one is a Deja Vu. It's got really cute little phrases on it. I love you more. So I could use this for the coloring and for the phrasing. And then I have a ton of other like recollections and different things. Some of these have no names on them. I couldn't even tell you. They came in paper pads or something that I've had forever. So like I said, I've had these papers, I would say, at least 5 years, maybe closer to 10. Not even kidding. This stuff is all new. These are like older. All right, so there's my red, and then I have yellow, and I kind of did the same thing. This is a Damask Love. I love this. Is so cute and something to cut up later, but I have 2 of them, so I love this. And this could go for white as well as the yellow. This, and let's see, this is a color study, which the Vicky Bouton color study is one of my favorites right now because I just love these colors. I'm gonna have a really hard time cutting these pages up because they're so neat. American Crafts is Paige Evans, and I could use this for the red if I wanted. And then this one is also, oh, this is a Jen Hadfield. See, I'm telling you, I don't know these. I don't do brands typically. Here's another Simple Stories, which is one of my new favorites. I love their paper. Yes, I say I have lots of favorites. And then this is just it's a Paper Studio. And I don't know how long I've had that because their paper is now 79 cents a piece, I think. And this is 59 cents. So you know how long I've had that, right? And then here's some greens. These are some that I've already used. This actually came out of a Paper Studio book, I think. Oh no, it's a DCWV. Oh, I know what that means. Something about worldview. I can't remember. And this one is an American Crafts. I bought some stuff off of Facebook Marketplace and got like 20 sheets of this watermelon paper. I have used a smidge of this for the red, I think, but I'm really using it mostly for the green. This is another one of the Vicky Bouton color study. So pretty. This one is a Paige Evans. And then some other random, I thought this is really cool and would be really neat for the green. These are more of those papers that I got in like kits or big huge packets years ago. Recollections. Here's another piece of that. I'm not kidding, I'm trying to get rid of that dang watermelon paper. Alright, and as soon as I do, I'm going to have a big picnic and stuff. Anyway, so here's some more. A lot of these came out of that, I think it's I can't even tell. Anyway, these are papers I've had for years and years. They've been in a drawer, totally unorganized, and I finally have organized them. This came out of a Paper Studios Disney-inspired book. Those are just scraps that I've already used some of. This is a Brave and Bold by Amy Tangerine. I love this and this, so I have like 3 of them. Here you can tell is another color study because I love it. Here's another one. I thought this would be perfect. And actually, I wish I had had this before I did Austria because their flag is blue and stripes. But that's okay. Ooh, I love that flag too. Okay, so that's the blue. I got this for the white. I really wasn't going to do like solid white. I wanted some color in there, but mostly white. This is Garden Party. I had some really pretty ones. There's a green one I could use. I just got these today. These are American Crafts. They were all white with the black on them. It's really cute. And then this, I got a couple sheets of this because I could totally cut that up and use that for my journaling so that my writing doesn't go doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Here's some more of that coordination. Oh, coordination. How cute. Sweet Romance. Oh, this is another Deja Vu. This got some black and white on the back. And so I got all of these so that I could use them for the white because almost every flag has a little bit of white in it. And then I got this because there was at least 2 of the flags from the countries we've been to. This is another Amy Tangerine that had black. All right. Then these are pages that I sprayed already with my Distress Oxides. I have the Faded Jeans and the Salty Ocean. And I have some purple too. And then I did this with a Stickabilities ink pad. It's a dye that I bought on accident, but it worked out. Just for some texture, some different coloring. So I just was experimenting. I am new to working with really, with the majority of any kind of I almost called it multimedia. Mixed media. Oh, yeah. So I have this, and then I have my little Ziploc bags that have the colors. There's a lot of red, white, and blue, like I said, so I pulled any of my little scraps that had that, anything that had red in it, and I've used this a lot already. I love those little flowers, and I'm not normally a flower person, but, and then tons of blue. So that is my paper stash. If you roll this over here. Okay, I have tons of solids. I have a lot of like ombre paper and things. I also pulled this out. Paper Studios Uncharted Paper Crafting Kit. I just got this not that long ago. And of course, not long after they went on clearance, but that's okay. This has a lot of neat little traveling things, even though we are not officially traveling. The theme of the book is a traveling thing. So this has a lot of really neat papers. These don't necessarily go along with what I have decided to do, but this one will work, and so will this one. And I can always just use it to add some texture and color, as well as to draw in these stickers. Then I have a couple of mixed colors that were, like I said, blue and white. I just thought I would pull those out. This, can't really tell, it's like wallpaper. It's got some texture. The scrap of the globes I thought would be something I could pull in for sure. I have quite a few of these in different places. I've stashed them around my room because I had all of these books organized for my family. I have this one. This actually came in a kit that was for traveling, and I think this one did too. I think these 3 were together. And then I have this damask glove, and it has this hot pepper. There were quite a few things that we have tried that have been spicy, so I thought if the color scheme would work, or if I could do a banner or something, that I could pull that. I remember having some apple flavored things, so I thought I'd pull this and see if I could end up using it, because this and these corn ones have been in my stash for probably 10 plus years, maybe closer to 15, because I bought them when the dollar store first started selling scrapbook paper. It was like a Miss Elizabeth brand or something, and yeah, I've had these ever since then. Yeah, so I really want to try and get rid of stuff like that. I found stickers the other day, and I started to pull them off, and they would not come off the paper or the little plastic, and I thought, this obviously means something. So the other thing that I have, I don't even know where to go. I have this little basket. All right, so the things that we loved, I'm gonna put a sticker, one of these little heart stickers next to. The things that we kind of liked, I may find some other thing, like a star or something, and then in the front I could put like a little legend. And the stuff we didn't like, I haven't decided what to do. I may get on my Cricut. For my aunt and my mom and them, I put a yum and a yuck side. For my book, because it's so much different, I think that I'm just gonna note the things that we liked, or overall, like we didn't all like the same things, because you know there's 11 of us, so of course we're not. Anyway, these are Miss Grossman's, I think, and I have a ton of these. So another thing that I need to try and get rid of, yeah, Miss Grossman's. And there's multiple colors, so I can use it to either accent or like the color scheme that I'm already going with, or to just brighten things up. I might just use a totally different color. So I have those, and then I have these Recollections brand. I found these. I was so excited. The 2 countries I've already done are on here. Spain is next, and they're on here. So there's quite a few. We've done the United Kingdom. We haven't been lucky enough to do Canada yet. But there are, I can tell by some of the stuff that we've done, that there are plenty of other ones on here that we have done. It's Germany, and we've done that. So there's 2 of them, so I can always use the second one if I want to, but for now I'm just putting the 1 on there. Here's some more stars from Stickabilities. This has some cute little thumbs up and thumbs down. It's like washi tape stuff, so I think I'll be using those. Oh, there goes my basket. I have this I have a couple of travel scrapbook paper pads. I think this is a Park Lane one. And it had these. I thought these were really cute. So was this. I love the luggage. This I've had forever. Oh, don't need the flower. This is per Snippety. And it says, "Where in the world?" And I thought that this would be really cute on a lot of those pages. I found this one on clearance at Michael's once, and it's got Italy, where we've gone, France, Germany, Spain, Greece, and the Netherlands. We have been to every one of those now, so yay. These are in here, but I probably will take them out now. We played a game when we were in Austria, and it was a mustache game, and I've already used some of those, so I'm going to set those aside. I have these stickers from Paris. They have like food and stuff on them, so I thought that would be cute. I have these from Spain, jellies. I have these Francis Myers ones from London, and these I think are Mexico, so I probably will not need these because we have not been to Mexico yet, but I'm leaving them in my stash because I don't even know what's next. I have these that I actually bought because I work at a Spanish immersion school. That's why I have so much stuff related to Spain and Spanish-speaking countries, because I have a lot of stuff from that. And then I have some that are just like family oriented, family fun, all of us, family ties. These are Stickabilities. I have an entire spinning rack for this stuff, but these are ones that I knew that I would want to use. This is from the dollar store, but it has really neat, like it says, enjoy. And there were quite a few like espresso or coffee flavored things that we've had in some of our boxes. We did Colombia, so these had a lot of the colors from a lot of the flags, and I thought these would be really neat. And I have had these since I don't even know when. They were originally marked at 99 cents, and you know good and well the last time you've been to the store, there is nothing 99 cents, and they were clearance to 21 cents. And you could tell by the packaging how old this is. So I have quite a few of these in a couple of different sizes, and I love to use these just to add a little bit of spark. This is one of my favorite things. I love these chipboard. I think it brings so much dimension to everything. That means I don't have to pop it up on Pop Dots. This is all I have left. I have used all of these through the last couple of weeks or month or so. So I'm hoping that I can find a way to use, if not all of them, the majority of them, because they're really great, but I've had them for a long time. Let's see, I got some random scraps in here. And then last but not least, in my stickers, I just bought this from Holtz Ideology, and it's got a lot of those like random little phrases that you can either build or just use what it says. I've already used a few of these with this book, the 2 countries that I've been to, and I really love this because some of them are just super random and super fitting of the randomness that my family puts on. I'll put those back in my basket later. Okay, so one of the other things that I just got is this Project Life cards, and this one is actually Spanish themed. So this will come in super handy when I'm doing Spain, and we've done it twice now, so this will be extra helpful. I did have to look up what some of these say because I am not fluent at all. I am a very slow learner with the Spanish. So, and then let's see, the other stickers I have. I pulled these out of my book. These are all food things I have had for. See, my husband was deployed in 2013, so since at least then, maybe even 2007 when he was deployed the second time. So I have tons of things in here that are food related, pasta, I mean all sorts of stuff. I mean tons. And so a lot of this stuff will probably be able to get used, thank goodness. Nope, there was no beer. Well, maybe, but not from the box. So I just pulled these out because I really want to have them and get rid of a lot of them, because I have had, yep, this is from 2006 when my husband was deployed to Afghanistan. Yep, I remember that specifically. Yeah, lots of random stuff in here that I've had for a long time. It's peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but that's not going to get used either. So those I definitely want to get used up. And honestly, last now, I have this box of cut files that I have already cut, whether it was when I was making stuff for my family or just for random reasons, and it'll fit. So this is red, so I kept this so I can use that on one of the countries. I made this, it'll probably be my cover page for the front of the book, and I'll probably put like different colors or some, maybe the extra stickers that I have, these that I have the second one of, maybe I'll put every country that is on here that we've been to, and maybe I'll put their flags on there. These are just other ones that I had cut out when I was making my mom and my sisters and my aunt's book, for the countries that we went to at the time. We did some Zoom Yum boxes, so I made these little iPads for one of the picture frames, and then this little quote that says until our next adventure, or till the next adventure. And then I have a ton of these. Almost every country I have one of these stickers, so I'm totally going to use these. They're so cute. But anyway, so that is what it looks like now. Hopefully by the end of June I will be done. We have been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 countries. Actually more than that, because we went to Scandinavia, we went to the United Kingdom, we did 2 holiday boxes that have multiple countries in them, and we went to the Netherlands. So there's a lot of different places that we went that are actually like multiple places. So these are my little notes of the colors for the flags and stuff. That is what I've got going on. I hope that you all will come and follow. I did not do the first 2 sets on here. I'll probably only do 1 page from each country, just because it takes me a while, and I try and shorten it up and plan it out so you all are only here for like 10 to 20 minutes instead of like an hour, because that might be what happens with this video. So hopefully you all will come back. I will do the next video on our Spain box. It was awesome. We had such a good time, and if you all are looking for a fun family thing, this is totally something that you should do, because it's really cool. So, and no, the Unbox people are not like paying me to say that. So anyway, I hope you all have a great evening, a great weekend. It's Friday, June 4th, and hopefully you all will get some scrapping done, and I'd love to see you all again so that we can scrap together. So happy scrapping.